What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and as you read from the title, today we're doing What If Goku Was the Legendary Super Saiyan. Since the Super version of Broly is never referred to as the Legendary Super Saiyan, I'm gonna actually use Z Broly's original, story for Goku. This will be a mix of the Minus story and the Bardock special, as well as the Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan movie, all mixed into one. Anyways, with that out of the way, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and let's get on with the video. The story takes place the day Kakarot is born. Gine and the other doctors around him are shocked to find out that Kakarot is born with such a high power level of 10,000. Bardock even makes a quick pit stop to check out his newborn son after the whole Planet Canasta thing. We even get to see them being a quote-unquote normal family before he leaves to catch up with his teammates. One of the doctors goes to report the child's high power level to King Vegeta. Once he hears about the child with the high power level, it reminds him of the other child that he threw away 5 years ago that was born with the high power level. If children with such high power levels keep being born, they could overthrow his empire someday. An hour later, as Gine holds baby Kakarot, King Vegeta and his soldiers barge in. King Vegeta grabs Kakarot by the tail, then pulls out a knife and stabs him. Gine bursts into tears and tries to save her child, but she is being held back by the soldiers asking why he would do such a thing. Vegeta just tells her that he's a threat to the Saiyan race. Gine will try to get out of the soldiers' restraints, but she's met with a blast to the stomach by Vegeta. He then tells the soldiers to throw him away and let them bleed to death, as he's gotta hurry up and meet Lord Frieza. When they're thrown away, Gine makes her way to Kakarot, holding him and wraps parts of her clothes around their wounds. So they don't bleed to death as fast as Vegeta wanted. From here, we skip forward a little bit and we see Bardock all bloody and beaten. He goes to find Gine and Kakarot, however they're nowhere to be found. He realizes that there's no time to look for them and goes off to warn the other Saiyans. The rest goes exactly according to the way it did in the Bardock special. As Bardock screams out his son's name, Kakarot is somehow able to hear him and creates a protective bubble around him and his mother, allowing them to escape the planet's destruction, and for a few hours they float in the void that is space, until they finally crash on a different planet. They are found by an alien who notices that they're both Saiyans, and tries to quietly leave. But Gine wakes up and asks him for help. She begs to him to at least help her son, Kakarot, not die. As she looks at Kakarot, she passes out. The alien, thinking that they might be of some use to him, he uses his magic to lift both of them up. A few days later, Gine wakes up and notices Kakarot sleeping next to her. After noticing that her and Kakarot's wounds were bandaged up, she goes off to wander through this strange laboratory until she finds the alien and thanks him before asking why did he save them. He responds that he couldn't possibly let a mother and her child die on his planet. He follows that up by asking what happened to them, and Gine goes on to explain everything that happened with Vegeta. The alien realizes that this might be very beneficial to him to have a Saiyan child with such a high power level. Gine then turns the tables and asks about him and the laboratory. The alien tells her that his name is Krang and he lives on this planet alone as far as he can tell. He came to this planet to continue his research in peace, as the rest of his race is probably already dead. He goes on to tell her that her and the child should get comfortable, as there's no way off the planet. Gine questions whether that's true or not, because for all she knows, he could be lying. But she just simply nods and goes to rest up. Once Gine and Kakarot are all healed up, since there's not much for them to do, Gine will spend her time taking care of Kakarot and helping Krang in any which way she can. Now let's skip forward about 5 years. Let's give a quick rundown of what's been going on those 5 years. Since there wouldn't be much for them to do during these 5 years, Gine would try to raise her son, Goku, or Kakarot, to be a peaceful Saiyan. She doesn't want Bardock 2.0. But Kakarot still has those bursts of angers that nearly kill both of them. Kakarot's power would also slowly increase over time, even if he's not training. One day while Gine and Kakarot are outside playing, multiple attack pods crash into the planet a few miles away from them. Gine quickly picks up Kakarot and rushes into Krang's lab. With him asking why they're in such a hurry, Gine explains what she saw. Krang starts to freak out and tells him that they need to hide now. After a few moments, the doors are busted down, with one of the Frieza soldiers calling out for Krang. After years of searching, we've finally found you, and there's nowhere for you to run anymore. After a bit of searching, the Frieza soldiers do eventually find them, and not only do they notice Krang, but they notice the two Saiyans with them. One of them brings up the fact that bringing these two to Frieza might actually get them a lot of money. Gine, aware of what Frieza did to Planet Vegeta, tells them that they're not going anywhere near that guy. She tries to fight them, but she just literally gets punched away. One of them ends up grabbing her by the tail, and as she's losing her motor functions, she tries to blast one of the soldiers in the face, but this does nothing except piss him off. He begins to kick her and decides to, drag her off to the ship, because he would like that prize money. One of the other soldiers starts to pick up a rapidly increasing power level. He notices that power level is coming from the Saiyan child. It goes from 6,000 to 7,000, and it just keeps increasing. He writes this off as a scatter being broken and walks towards the kid. Kakarot, seeing his mother get beat up and then, dragged off, in anger he bursts towards the soldier, kinda like Gohan did against Raditz. The soldier is unable to get out of the way in time, meaning that Kakarot just rams right through him and makes a giant hole in his body. The rest of the soldiers stand there in disbelief before they start to launch rapid ki blasts at Kakarot. If a kid's able to, fly through someone that easily, they should be worried for their lives. However, Kakarot can just fly through all of their ki blasts. He then proceeds to kill 2 more soldiers before bringing his hands apart to each of his sides. Then he releases powerful ki blasts in each direction. This kills the remaining soldiers as well as destroying the lab that's around them. The soldier who's dragging Gine away notices the explosion, and when he turns around he sees little Kakarot running towards him. Before he can do anything, Kakarot grabs him by the face and drags him away from Gine. Kakarot would then just start wailing on the man, punching him over and over until Gine weakly walks up to him asking Kakarot to calm down. However, Kakarot in his rage-induced state bursts towards his mother, ready to end her life as well. Thankfully, Krang is able to use some of that magic to squeeze Goku's tail before he can kill his own mother. This causes Kakarot to lose all of his power and fall to the floor. Gine thanks Krang as she picks up Kakarot. Krang tells her no problem, but they need to get off this planet right now before more of them arrive. They'll take one of the bigger ships that the soldiers brought so they can carry more stuff. Once they find a new ship, they'll ditch the Frieza one, so they won't get tracked. He also knows a few planets they can potentially get a new one. Gine takes Kakarot into one of the bigger ships and sets him down. She and Krang then go back to the laboratory and salvage whatever they can find. Anything that wasn't destroyed by Kakarot's attack. The 3 of them then blast off into space on the run from the Frieza Force. And that's where we're going to leave it off for today. So as you can tell by the runtime, I've decided to cut it a little short than I normally do. I've decided to cut this one short mainly because next week's video is going to be another long one. So yeah, I do have ideas where I want to take this series if it gets enough support, like maybe potentially sometime down the line, Legendary Goku versus Legendary Broly, who knows? Anyways, with that out of the way, just leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that shit helps, it feeds me every month, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.